What's good, Vision Gang? You already know what it is. This is your boy, DaVizion, and I'm back again with another MMA reaction, y'all. We reacting today to some Patrick Gavia. You know, the Patrick Gavia documentaries be super dope, detailed, and they be having that bit of controversial information provided in them, and it's just that perfect combo. Big shout out to Patrick. Definitely subscribe to his channel if you liking his videos. This video is the dark side of Dustin Poirier UFC fighter documentary, y'all. Dustin Poirier fighter I don't really know about. I think he's been in a few, featured a little bit in some of the videos I've reacted to, but never the main character, never the main fighter focused on. So I'm really a clean slate when it comes to Dustin. Don't know much about his past, present, or don't have no predictions about his future neither, y'all. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started, y'all. Dark side of Dustin Poirier, Patrick Gavia, UFC fighter documentaries, y'all. Let's get it.
I want to expose the real fraud that Dustin Doofus Poirier is.
When I announced I'd be making this documentary on Dustin Poirier, I got a lot of the same comments. He's fake. He's a fraud.
Complete piece of shit.
Is Poirier a bad guy?
Wow. So he's a bad guy?
Started digging. Lafayette, Louisiana, 1999. A cop arrested 10 years.
Before we get into the story, y'all, let me know what y'all think about Dustin Poirier. Especially if you haven't seen this documentary before, let me know what y'all think about him before you watch the documentary and after. Let me know if this documentary changed your views on him or if you learned anything as well. I'm definitely interested in learning if you guys are learning things from these videos as well. I'm sure you guys haven't seen every single one. I mean, maybe some of y'all have, but if you haven't seen these videos and it's changing your opinion or you're learning new things, let me know what you're learning as well. I'm definitely interested in knowing that.
Year-old kid for knocking the teeth off a 15-year-old. That would be
knocked out the teeth out of a 15-year-old at 10 though. Wow.
He was like 5 years older than that.
Sheesh.
We had to go to court.
That's a bad boy.
His father leaves when he's only 5 years old. So like many boys his age, growing up in a tough neighborhood with divorced parents, Dustin gets into a lot of fights.
He loved to fight.
My father was a fighter. My grandfather was a fighter. It's just in my blood.
Was it just like a kind of a tough environment, or was it?
I'm from north side of Lafayette, Louisiana. It's a tough area.
They'd get these boxing matches going on.
Lafayette is a tough area.
Were you just like fighting?
The whole state of Louisiana tough. That's not a place where you want to go around and mess with the wrong people.
Dustin ends up in juvenile detention and drops out of school by the time he's 15 years old.
That's when he started skipping school and ended up in juvenile courts and boot camp and juvenile jail and all of that stuff.
When I got out of that, I just never went back to school.
To have kids show that urge, that desire to fight is something that's often frowned upon in our civilized society, although it's something that's been very common and useful across time and cultures.
Where does that come from?
I would say it's temperamental. To think that there's a warrior temperament is a perfectly reasonable thing to think. I mean, there's been whole cultures, many cultures, who are devoted to fostering that warrior mentality.
I always wanted to be a warrior, a blood and guts warrior, and I still am that. That's just the way I'm hardwired.
It's a deep part of many people's nature. The question is, what do you do with that?
Aggressiveness is a stance towards life that rouses,
you gotta take that aggressiveness, that energy, and put it
to
towards something productive, like get that kid in sports,
holding position,
something they can express themselves with.
It's the men that have the
especially if they like that kid, he needs to get in some type of combat sport.
But it's like having a very powerful dog. You better discipline it, because otherwise it's going to be a monster.
The only good thing that comes out of his high school years is meeting the woman that believed in him since day one and recognized his potential.
And you met your wife in Louisiana?
Yeah, in middle school.
A lot of the things that Dustin learned about himself, I think Jolie already saw in him and already knew he was destined for greatness.
She believed in me at times I didn't believe, you know?
And you know, beauty isn't interested in the guy who isn't the beast. She's interested in the guy who's the beast. And that's exactly right, but she's interested in the guy who's the beast that can be civilized and disciplined.
And then we got married, you know, at 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a picture of me right when I started training. I was probably about 200 pounds in that picture. Big transformation.
And as
he definitely looks like a totally different person.
Known as crazy.
It's a good big transformation. Definitely dope.
I met that guy in 98, I think. 99,
He's the first
like
black belt in Louisiana.
He was like very high level early on in the game.
When I met Tim, I was just a young guy trying to fight.
One of my guys, Micah, said, hey, this kid right here, he's unbelievable. He's an amateur, but you need to go spar with him. So I put my mouthpiece in, I put my gloves on, and me and Dustin did a couple rounds. And I went in the
Is that him for real?
And I spit my mouthpiece out, and a bunch of blood came out of my mouth. And I was fighting the UFC at the time. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, this kid's going to be a f***ing world champion.
What is it that you saw at that moment that gave you that certainty?
Killer instinct. He's a bloodthirsty savage who'll cut your throat. And that's the facts. That's the facts.
Crazy Tim takes Dustin under his wing and starts training
He's
him.
finally found what he's been looking for all of this time. I know that he has been waiting his whole life to climb up something and put his hands in the air.
I had not one thought of money or fame or anything like that in my mind. I just wanted to fight. That's it.
And the training is absolutely brutal.
A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control.
Here it is a natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony.
Martial arts was something that was a religious experience for him.
That's so pure, and like after you go through that, it's almost spiritual.
And in those moments, he found himself. He found a pride in himself. He found a respect for himself. He found a purpose for himself. Fighting gave him an opportunity to not only express himself, but to spend his time and toil his energies in a way that
something
was not only
positive,
fruitful, but that challenged him and motivated him.
People who say that this is a
You
crazy
gotta
dream,
have that.
or like a fantasy dream that I'm chasing and then I won't be able to do it, you know, what's their dream? What are they gonna do with their life?
His dream comes
Probably
true in
nothing, because people
2011 when he joins
who don't
the
got
UFC.
nothing. Hey, quick lesson, y'all. Just for some of y'all that might be a little younger and more easily influenced. I know there's a couple of y'all that are a little bit younger that watch this channel. When people doubt you, the people who tell you you can't do things, those are usually the people who have never done a damn thing in their life. Just pay attention to that. People who own businesses, people who have achieved great things through education, through the workforce, who've actually achieved things, they're very positive about life. They're very positive about what you can do because they've done it themselves. But it's those who usually didn't put any effort towards something who end up telling other people that they can't do anything, that they can't achieve. And just look out for those people. Don't let those people influence you. Definitely just do what you want to do. Like, make sure you make smart decisions, but make the decisions that make you happy. But just make sure they're smart decisions too, though.
The Diamond Poirier, mentored by Tim Crater, but Dustin Poirier kind of came out of nowhere as well because
Tim Crater is very high on this young man and thinks this guy has incredible potential.
Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 143 alongside Dustin Poirier, who defeated Max Holloway tonight. Who do you want next?
Okay, he beat my boy Max. Young too.
My fourth fight in the UFC. On a good
I wonder how young.
Finishing
Oh,
fights.
I think that was one of Max's early fights. Korean Zombie. Okay. I need to react to him, man. He gets mentioned like every other video. Especially now I'm reacting to a lot of new school fighters. Well, not really new school, but fighters from the last 10 to 15 years, and he gets mentioned a lot.
It's time! I'm here to get what I came for. An open invitation to bring slaughter. I rain precipitations in clean water. Since the teen, I was deemed a supreme author. You should feel what I came in this game for. You could keep your bad bitch in your Range Rover. I drew up the blueprint for the takeover. Made a couple little flips, now the game over.
Nice. Okay. Hey, Korean Zombie piecing him up. Man, he getting in that ass, no homo.
Wordplay, so birthday, piece of cake. Ground break, my flow on earthquake. Man, I'm trying to get my pockets on Thursday. Bitch, I'm trying to go green in the worst.
After his loss against Korean Zombie,
no offense to
Dustin is
anybody
forced
out
to make
there.
the toughest choice of his career.
Not
Him
trying
and
to get
Crazy
canceled.
Tim agree that the best thing for Dustin's career is to leave Louisiana and join American Top Team in Florida.
I came to American Top Team because I want to be the best fighter in the world, and I feel like I have to surround myself with those kind of guys, you know, some of the best fighters in the world. And back home where I was in Louisiana, I had good guys, but a lot of those guys were just like hobby fighters doing it because they enjoyed it. And a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, I needed to be around hungry fighters beating each other up every day.
Originally, my wife she dropped out of college to move with me to Florida to chase my dreams. So she put hers aside.
The choice pays
That's
off.
That's dope. That's real.
Dustin wins 4 out of his next 5 fights until he comes across the man that would completely derail his train, Conor McGregor.
Okay, so he had a big run-in with Conor
One of the
early on,
greatest trash
sounds
talker
like.
of all time. Conor completely gets under Dustin's skin.
Dustin thinks it's all talk, but when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all talk.
It's the first time I've ever fought somebody talking like this.
Make no mistake, he's afraid. He's a scared little boy.
It is, it's personal.
So I will go out and I'll put him stiff. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back arse of nowhere.
His fans were crazy, like attacking my wife and just crazy nonstop threats and cared too much. I wanted to hurt the guy. Not even seeing the footage, I can remember what that felt like.
The man under the influence of the Warrior needs urgently to have his mind and his feelings under control. Not repressed, but under control.
That is what shit talking can do to
Under
us,
control.
right?
It's the art of war, man. I mean,
What made you so angry?
I mean, did you see any of the lead up?
You ain't shit, boy. You ain't shit. Yeah, you ain't shit. What's up? What's up?
instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. You can touch gloves at this time if you wish. Let's do it.
When the bell rang, I was like a deer in the headlights. It's happening. Here we go. All this, all that talk and everything over the months just sat in my head.
Yeah.
Dustin's anger completely gets the better part of him, and Conor knocks him out in the first round.
Oh my God. Quick in the first round, too. Not even 2 minutes in. Damn, my boy.
I will make a documentary about the rise and fall of Conor McGregor in the future, so make sure you subscribe if you want to watch it. But the difference between the growth of the two men is striking. While McGregor succeeded early in his career and let the fame and money get to his head, Dustin Poirier kept his head down, learned in defeat, and continually improved, becoming the superior fighter out of the two over time.
So many people are so concerned with the destination and are so unconcerned with the journey.
Life isn't a game, it's a series of games. And the right ethic is to be the winner of the series of games. And part of that means you have to learn how to be a good loser, because you're not going to win every single game.
The terrible feeling that you get from losing is so beneficial.
Adversity introduces a man to himself. Yeah. So when you win, you learn the whole camp, but when you lose, you learn a lot about who you are too. Some guys just don't know how to lose, Yeah. Some guys just don't know how to lose.
One definition of a winner is someone who never let losing stop them.
When going through this journey, was there ever a time when you thought about stopping?
After every loss, it's such a big deal to me. I put so much into it.
I would ask myself what's going on when I look in the mirror, because I'm doing everything I could possibly do to be the best fighter I can be.
Another major shift happened in 2016 when, within the span of a month, Jolie gave birth to their daughter and Dustin gets knocked out by Michael Johnson.
Damn. Fuck.
It's following that loss that Dustin undergoes his biggest inner change.
Put fighting in perspective to me, because before she was born, fighting was everything, and it still is, but it was who I was. And now it's something I do.
Yeah.
Who I am as a father and a husband.
I was always fighting mostly for myself. This is a very selfish sport, but now having a daughter, I'm fighting for her, and I want to give her opportunities that I didn't have.
My little girl, man.
I'm already going to get in there and fight for my family, but if I can benefit other people in the process, I think that's That's beautiful.
Possibly donating or raising money to donate to help out others.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision. And new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin.
Okay, so he beat Max again. I should remember that from the Max
I just want to dedicate this fight to my wife. We've been together, been married 10 years. And if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here. There was days I went home, busted and broken, and she believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. This is her belt as much as it is mine. I wouldn't be here without her. I love you, Jolie. For the undisputed title. So give us your thoughts on that. In the words of our buddy Daniel Cormier, get your shit together, young man. We got nothing to fight for.
For the undisputed UFC lightweight championship,
we know how this went down.
Poirier now awaits the most dominant force in mixed martial arts today.
He's the best in the world at what he does. Smothering guys and finding openings for submissions or big shots from the ground and pound.
Dustin Poirier, he has said this fight is going to be a dog fight. How would you describe it?
Khabib gonna smash Dustin, inshallah. The dog fight is gonna be for him, not for me, because I'm gonna dominate, inshallah. And I don't like poster, they call us champ process champ. This is not champ process champ. I'm the champ, he's interim champ. This is big difference.
Tomorrow night, I unify these belts. Leave as the undisputed world champion. For my money, that guillotine you got Khabib in is the closest he's ever been caught.
Dude, it was so close.
That was so close.
Whoa! Nurmagomedov pops his head out, crowd goes bananas.
And now Nurmagomedov knows how tired Dustin Poirier's arms are, and he gets that's it.
He got him in a rear naked. Damn.
Absolutely. I'm sorry for anyone I let down with this performance. I promise you I wanted this more than anything.
I wanted to leave tonight the world champ, and just let myself down, man.
What is it about what you do that turns troubled young men into responsible men?
Suffering. That's what it is. Learning to suffer. Learning how valuable it is. Learning to endure hardships. Finding the weaknesses in yourself and facing them honestly, and making small improvements through dedication and perseverance builds self-esteem, and it builds your belief in yourself. Suffering is our tool as humans to develop and grow.
You should be a monster. Because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. Wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
Do you know the expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war?
Right, exactly. That's exactly it.
You can be an amazing martial artist and a great fighter, and you can still be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You can still be emotional. You can still be empathetic and compassionate. And I think if you're out there and you're scared and you're frustrated and you feel desolate or destitute or there's people out there who are just like you, who have found others who are just like them, and who have found in those others solace, peace, happiness, growth, development. That's out there for everyone. You just gotta look for it.
He went from this alcoholic kid to, professional fighter. He's my hero.
Yeah. Got him. Dope. I fucks with that one. Okay, I fucks with that one. Dustin Poirier is a real one. Alright, y'all. Big shout out to Patrick Gavia, Dark Side of Dustin Poirier, UFC fighter documentary. That was dope. I really like his story. Definitely going to be one of my favorites now. Just knowing from his upbringing, being a relatively poor kid from Louisiana with divorced parents. Definitely had to fight when growing up just to not get tortured by the other kids, and he took that energy, that monster inside of him, and became somebody with it. I definitely likes that. Big shout out to Dustin Poirier. Big shout out to Patrick Gavia. Them documentaries are so well put together. The editing is beautiful. The musical selection and just everything is just so well put together. Subscribe to him. Definitely if you liking his channel or liking the videos I be reacting to of Patrick. They're definitely dope. Big shout out to him. I can't say it enough. You guys, if you guys are enjoying these videos, you already know, man, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell if you want to be first to see the videos, because that means you really liking the content. And make sure you guys jab that like button and send this video straight to the moon, y'all. And I'm loving it, y'all. Hope you guys are loving it, man. This is your boy DaVizion, and as always, be safe. Give it your all in whatever you're doing in life. And I'm going to see y'all guys next time. I'm out. Peace.
I'm blessed, young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on God, can't pause, nigga. Look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid.